As my time grew at FIDM, it wasn't much of a debate of whether I should transfer or not. I knew right away that I should transfer out. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlize Rose and I make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos. So I just want to thank you for clicking on this video on why I transferred out of FIDM. So back in July, I made a video about if FIDM is really worth it. If you wanted to consider on going to FIDM, then that video was pretty informational about FIDM and their strengths and weaknesses and just kind of making a pros and cons list. A lot of you guys who watched that video DM'd me on why I transferred out of FIDM, what the transfer process was like, and if it was really worth it, if I regret transferring, and if I'm happy now and like where I am now. I decided to make a video all about my transfer process and answering you guys' questions as best as I can, all in one video. And if you still have questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below or to DM me. Let's start off on why I transferred out of FIDM. If you guys watched my previous FIDM video, which I'll put a card for right here and I'll link right down below, then you would know that I majored in fashion design when I went to FIDM. I got my Associates of Arts degree in December of 2019, and it took me 2 years to get that degree. So the transfer process, why I transferred. I transferred out of FIDM because I realized that FIDM is more of a design school. Granted that every school has their strengths and weaknesses, and one of FIDM's strengths is their courses in designing. So if you want to go to FIDM and major in any sort of design, whether that is interior design, fashion design, or digital design, graphic design. When I first went to FIDM, I was loving it. I was super invested in my coursework, and I still was until I graduated. As my time grew at FIDM, it wasn't much of a debate of whether I should transfer or not. I knew right away that I should transfer out, mainly because of the tuition. The tuition was very expensive. It wasn't wise for me financially to keep on staying at FIDM for additional 2 years for the tuition I paid and my courses and resources that I was offered. I didn't think it was worth it, and I realized that there are more affordable schools that offer more resources or courses in what I was looking for. So I wanted to transfer out of FIDM and go into a business program. So I transferred into a school that offers a lot more courses and resources for business. FIDM does have a business program. I just want to make that clear. However, when I first looked at the curriculum that FIDM offered, I wasn't satisfied with it. I just thought that with the amount of money that I was paying and the courses all laid out in front of me, I thought I can learn more. FIDM is more so of a design school. So the resources that you are going to be offered at FIDM is most likely for design, and there's not a lot of business resources that FIDM will offer you. So if you're looking into being an accounting major, FIDM doesn't offer that. It's just one business program. From what I recall, FIDM doesn't offer that. It is just more so like one business program. So I think you can't major in accounting. I could be wrong, but like I don't think you can major in accounting, especially at the time. They don't really offer like business internships, business offers. It's more so design internship. If you are looking to do that, transfer to another school. But that's why I pretty much transferred, because I realized FIDM is more for designing. The amount of resources that I could get and get my money's worth was not at FIDM. I think my time at FIDM ended right when I got my AA degree. I knew right away that I should transfer to another school to obtain my BA degree. I just also want to mention that when I sat down with my transfer advisor and he laid out the coursework for me, he told me that you can spend 2 years at FIDM paying more, or you can transfer to another school, spend more time, but pay significantly less than what you're paying at FIDM. I obviously chose the finance decision. So finance is also something that I really look out for, and it's one of my priorities. I chose the financially wiser decision. If finance is not one of your concerns, then maybe FIDM might be okay for you, but just the coursework that was offered, I feel like it can be better. And I feel like the courses can be a little bit more specific and altered a little bit more, just because business is really important to understand. And if you want to own your own business but also be a designer at the same time, it's good to know both sides, because that's your business. So it's your responsibility to know everything about your business in and out. So it's important that you not only know how to design and have that knowledge, but you also have the business knowledge to its full extent, because at the end of the day, you should trust yourself with your own business. I believe that FIDM doesn't really prepare you for that type of knowledge. And going and transferring to another business school that has professors that were in MHR industry and still is, and accounting industry, business marketing industry, I feel like I would strive more towards that. So that's mainly why I transferred. It was more so looking out for myself and financially, and to grasp as much knowledge as I can. Really important to get your money's worth, be happy, and make your wallet happy. So let's go more into the transfer process. Two things that you want to look at is the credits and the finance. To be honest, the transfer process was a little bit difficult, but I don't want you guys to be discouraged at all. It does take a lot of hard work and patience and persistence. The main thing that you want to go into the transfer process and knowing is that you guys should be persistent. It could be a little bit discouraging because of how difficult transferring credits to another school is, and it's more so a little bit more difficult from a FIDM student, because we have such different coursework compared to your normal college student, as I would say, because we majored in design. So we have a lot more design courses, and for example, I had sewing classes, and business students who are in business don't take sewing classes. I had computer-aided fashion design classes. Students in business didn't take computer-aided fashion design classes. Design classes are mainly what you are working in for your whole 2 years there. So there's a lot of credits that need to be made up when transferring. And every school is different. I want to let you guys know is that if you are thinking of transferring to one school, the credit coursework will be much different from another school. Transfer coursework is a lot different compared to different schools. So if you want to transfer your coursework into a Cal State school, it will be different if you want to go to a Ivy League school, for example. Credits really depend on what type of school you are aiming to go to. So personally, what I did is I looked at all of the schools that are more realistic for me. As in realistic, I mean like distance-wise, money-wise. Like, I would love to go to Hawaii, but I can't go to Hawaii. If I wanted to stay local, I picked all of those schools there. Looked at schools in LA. I realized that Cal State schools were the easiest ones that will let me transfer my work there. I would spend a less amount of time there. I also looked at the finances, the tuition, the boarding, the credits. And my transfer advisor, luckily at FIDM, he was such an angel. He was super nice. He guided me through everything. So it's really important to keep close contact with your transfer advisor. And it's really important, please, please, please look through your credit and run it with your transfer advisor, and try not to do it alone, because it's so easy to mess it up. And if you mess it up, then that's a whole delay, especially if you mess it up in your application, then they will deny the application right away because it's messed up. So you really want to work with your transfer advisor as much as possible and be very persistent with them. My transfer advisor, he was really sweet. He was pretty lenient. He literally helped me apply to all of my colleges and like watched me do it. He looked at all of my grades and everything, and he looked at all of my courses, and he told me what my time will be at one school, what my time will be in another school, and it was just amazing. Like, he was such an angel. And I ended up sending out a thank you email to him 3 or 4 months after I graduated FIDM and told him how much I appreciated him and how great he is at his job. It's also important to keep in mind that not all of your credits will transfer. So that's kind of like the problem for me, because since I took like sewing classes and I took design classes, which were really fun, computer grading classes, those obviously will not transfer to a business school because business students don't have those courses. I pretty much had to take courses that were considered lower division and as well as upper division. So I had to kind of play a game of catch up. When I do enter in the fall, that I would be on par with a junior student in business marketing. So what I did is I looked at the course map, and each course map is different for every college, and I laid out the courses that I do need to take according to my transcript, applied for a community college and look at their course maps. What I did for a community college is I also looked at how many classes they offered so I can take as much classes as much as possible all at once. One community college offered 5 classes that I need to take, and the other community college offered 3 classes that I need to take out of the 5. Then I'm going to go to the community college that offered 5 classes because I can knock out so many birds in one stone. Not like 2 birds, like 5 birds in one stone. Yeah. You also want to know when you kind of want to graduate. I knew I was going to be late. I was supposed to graduate in 2021, so this year, but I knew I was going to be probably a year late. So while I was at FIDM, I still was taking community college coursework at the same time I was at FIDM. So I was doing pretty much 2 schools at once. I was taking a full load of classes at FIDM, but then 2 classes at a community college. I was doing that for 2 quarters I had at FIDM. If you don't want to take classes one semester, you can pause that and you can continue again later. So that's what I did. If the coursework would be a little bit heavier at FIDM, then I paused my time at the community college so I could focus on FIDM, because at the end of the day, FIDM was more of my priority since I wanted to graduate as quick as I can to be transferred. I took a summer's worth of classes as well for my community college, so 3 classes during the summer. And then after I graduated from FIDM in December, from January to May, I took a full semester's worth of classes. And those are just classes that I needed to catch up in order to be considered a junior at the college that I was transferring to. It is a lot of credits to kind of catch up on, and I chose a path where I didn't have to take too many credits. Sorry if the angle changed a little bit. My camera died, so I had to recharge the battery because I don't have a second battery. But as I was saying, I applied to a few different schools. I had one goal school, and then the other schools, like, it would be nice if I got into it, but if I didn't get into it, it wouldn't crush my heart. So once you do get accepted, you have to create your portal for that school. Someone will email you saying that you need to transfer your coursework. In order to transfer your coursework, I ended up contacting FIDM and asking them for a transcript, and then I contacted the community college I was at and I asked them for a transcript, and I asked them to send it to the college that I'm at now. It was really easy in terms of obtaining your transcripts and sending it. It was an easy process in that sense, but I guess like the hardest process is definitely the credits. Please make sure you double, triple check your credits. Last point is if I regret transferring. It's definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made, and if I looked into colleges a little bit more, taking in the factors of the coursework, of the financial situation, and things that would benefit me at the college, the resources, and if I did a little bit more research on that, I definitely wouldn't have chosen to go to FIDM. I don't necessarily regret going to FIDM. It was a great learning experience for me, and I did learn a lot of things that I can apply to myself in the future and in my career, and it did help me grow as a person, so it is part of my story now. I don't regret going there. However, if I could rewrite my story, I would definitely pick to go to another school that offers both a design program and a business program. There's actually a lot of schools that do offer a fashion design program of some sort, such as like fashion apparel or fashion merchandising. So I'll probably go to that school and go there for a more affordable price with the same courses. That brings the question, is the courses that are offered at those schools that don't specialize in design, are they more intricate and more formative compared to FIDM's courses? I honestly don't know. That's something that I am curious about to this day. I don't regret transferring. A lot of people have asked me if I would do FIDM all over again, and honestly, no. I probably wouldn't do FIDM all over again just because that part of the chapter in my story has officially come to an end. Now I'm opening a new chapter. I hope you guys got some insight on the transferring process. Just kind of gave you guys like a generic overview of the transferring process. Every transfer process is different. This is just my transfer process and my experience. Everything is different and everyone is different. It really does depend on what field you want to transfer into, what school you want to transfer into. You would prioritize time versus money. It does depend on those factors. You should really focus on when transferring is the time that you're going to be spending at that university and how much money you'll be putting into it. And just ask yourself those questions. Which one do you guys prioritize more? And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just totally up to you. And I hope this really helped you guys. Again, feel free to message me or comment something down below if you have a question. I will love to answer you guys' questions. I just want to thank you guys all for watching and clicking on this video. I hope this one really helped you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day, great night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!